Well, meanwhile, a mother whose 16-year-old son and his best friend were killed in separate stabbings is calling for more action to tackle knife crime. Carl Sheehan and Joshua Ribeiro from Birmingham were killed a year apart. Joshua died last month as he was leaving a fundraising event in Carl's memory. Here's our special correspondent, Peter Wilson.
Two friends, young men wanting to make a life for themselves in music. But 16-year-old Kyle Sheehan was stabbed in a park as he walked home last year. And then on the anniversary of his death, his friend, Joshua Ribeiro, became the latest victim of Birmingham's knife crime.
My son's gone, his friend's gone, all the other kids that have been killed lately by knives have gone. Their mothers are in the same pain that I'm going through right now. No mother should have to bury their child. It's just not good. It's not, it needs to stop.
Hayley Sheehan's home is usually shuttered, curtains closed, blinds drawn. She's lost her only child. Carl and Joshua, she says, were not part of any gang, just the victims of knife crime.
We can't just lose teenagers like this. Something has to be done about this knife crime. All the mothers have to come together. We have to do something to stop these kids from killing each other.
Every time that I see your face, I feel the pain.
Joshua Ribeiro, also known as Deps, was a talented grime rapper. This was his recent video, a tribute to his friend Kyle. 10 days ago, he was at a nightclub. Later, he was attacked and fatally stabbed. The cruel irony in this case was that Joshua Ribeiro was here at the TC nightclub at a music event to help raise money for a headstone for his best friend's grave. So what are the facts? Since April this year, across the West Midlands, 8 people have died because of stabbings. But West Midlands police say that since 2006, knife crime has actually fallen by more than 60%. So we shouldn't panic. Yet still, young men are dying because of knives. At a youth club in Lozells, I meet 17-year-old Tamjir. He's lucky to be alive. He was stabbed last month by a group of boys attempting to rob him.
They've said what they've had to say, like, where's your phone, money? I've said nothing. And then one of the attackers has quickly pulled out what seemed like a pocket knife, got me in my right thigh. I was in panic, didn't know what to do, I was confused. I've pulled down my tracksuit bottoms and there was just lots of blood pouring out.
What's the answer? Another knife amnesty, tougher sentences, more education. Perhaps it's stories like Kyle and Joshua's, the senseless loss that knives bring to families. Peter Wilson, BBC Midlands Today, Wheely Castle, Birmingham.
And Peter's with me in the studio now. Now, Peter, you used the word panic in your report Is that what we're in danger of doing, panicking about knife crime?
Well, we've seen on tonight's programme the devastation that violent crime brings to families, and you can't underestimate that. But with a cold, detached eye of the statistician looking at the police figures, we're not seeing knife crime going up. In fact, it's going the other way. It's falling. But I was talking to a mother, Debbie, from Newtown, who's got 4 sons. They just go to college and school, but she was talking about an epidemic. And obviously when you get these clusters of cases, you get the fear of crime and you get that sense of panic out there.
And as well as mothers, you've been talking to young people and to teachers, haven't you? What have they been telling you?
Well, young people are talking almost about, they never say themselves, but they talk about other teenagers carrying knives almost like they do mobile phones. But one interesting thing that a teacher said was that schools have introduced a great deal of discipline and containment so that when kids are in school, they know what's expected of them. It's when they're out on the streets that they don't seem to have these boundaries. And one person was saying that teenagers are much more likely now to reach for a knife and actually use it.
Peter Wilson, thank you. And tomorrow morning, BBC WM 95.6 FM will be hosting a special debate about knife crime. Adrian Goldberg will be broadcasting live from the custard factory in Digbeth, asking what the police, community groups and counsellors can do to discourage the carrying and use of knives. That's on BBC WM from 9 o'clock. Now,